Hello, and welcome to Roll and Write Revolution presents Stargazers. So Stargazers is a game designed by our friend Chris Backe. Chris has done a number of really very fascinating and interesting games. So this is a game that I affectionately like to call a pass and write, because you're actually going to be passing your game sheets as part of the main mechanic in this game. To my knowledge, pretty unique. Haven't seen it done yet, so I'm very excited to be able to give you guys an opportunity for this one. Chris as well, he did a fantastic job on this game. So the way this game works is you are going to receive a constellation card. Okay, it's these here. They're all named after different constellations, and they range in value. There's 4, there's 16, there's 8, and so on and so forth. So we're going to, of course, mix them up real good. We'll give one to each of these players. This is a 2 to 6 player game. So we have 2, right? So this will be player A, player B. We're going to give them initials, player B. We of course recommend you use a high vis marker on these sheets because they're a little bit hard to see with the dark background. Though there is a player A. Though there is a low ink version of the sheet for you guys that is available if you guys want to do that instead. You could also laminate these for continued use. So the way this game works is you are going to initially place 2 stars, okay, in your lighter colored area. As you can see, there is a lighter area and there is a darker area. Okay? The darker area, we'll talk about that in a second when we talk about actions. So to start, we're going to place 2 stars. They cannot be adjacent. They have to be apart from each other. So we're going to plan for Aries, all right? So we're going to start to lay out our star in that pattern. You're also going to protect the star, meaning you're going to circle it at the start of the game. That's also something that's going to come up back in the actions. So this guy over here, he has Phoenix. Phoenix is a interesting shape. It's a little harder to maybe get there. So if we plan for maybe this star and then non-adjacent star, we'll give a space between like that. All right, so the way this works is you're going to take your turn and then you're going to pass your game sheet clockwise, right? So we know what this guy's going for. On your turn, you're going to place a star, right? Doesn't have to be adjacent to any of the other stars. It does have to be in this lighter area. So we're going to go ahead and add our star for our turn. This time you can actually place an adjacent star. So go ahead and add this one here. All right, and then we are player B, and we are teal. Make sure you write down your initials and color on the sheets down here for scoring. You're going to try to score 5 constellations to get to the game end. So player A is orange. And when you first receive the sheet, make sure you fill in your next. So on player A's sheet, we have orange, see? And then we'll fill in teal for player B, teal. And we'll fill in orange because these guys are going to have to pass their sheets here very quickly. There we go. And these guys needed one more. So we'll go ahead and mark a 3rd star over here. Now, we're going to pass sheets after we've taken our action. So our possible actions after we have placed our star are to either draw 3 cards, keep 1, and discard the remaining 2. Or we can mark an outer star. That's this dark area out here. We could protect a star. That's by circling it. Protecting a star, if it's used by another player in the future, it's going to earn you 5 bonus points. So you're going to tally up 5 over here on your sheet. Though it doesn't count for your constellations. The other thing that you can do is you can discard a card to mark a 2nd inner star. So I could take this card and be like, I'm not really attached to that card. Pitch it and try to get, put another star down, which is really helpful if I'm trying to get something very big, like Phoenix, right? And maybe I have an Aries, for example, over here. I could pitch this card to, of course, draw that extra star, which might get me my constellation filled. So now that we've done our turn, we're going to go ahead and do our extra action. This guy Let's see, what does this guy need? He doesn't have access to more inner stars. However, he's going to draw 3. Oh, these are upside down. Gotta be face down. So we're going to draw 3. Return 2 to the bottom of the deck in any order we choose. So the unicorn, Ursa Minor, Cassiopeia. You kind of want to pick shapes that are similar to each other, just in case someone blocks your path. Remember, they're all going to be using the same stars as we go here. I'm going to take Ursa Minor because it's a similar shape, as you can see here. Put these other 2 down at the bottom in that order. And then our other player over here, so you play simultaneously. Other player over here is going to do their second action. We're going to let them... We're going to have them protect a star. So we'll protect this star, assuming that maybe this guy will want it. So now we pass cards. Pass sheets. Cards stay with the players. Sheets pass. So now player B has the first sheet, right? So they're going to, of course, place a star, and then they're going to do an action. So this star shape doesn't line up for Aries, as you can see. It does, however, work really well for Ursa Minor. However, I'm giving up 10 points if I use these 2 stars. So I may not want to do that, though it is pretty tempting. We'll go ahead and mark this star here. But since this guy's already got 3, player A has already got 3 stars in a row, I think he's probably up to something. So we'll go ahead and circle this star to protect it. Now, move over to player A, who has player B's sheet now. And we'll swap back and forth as we go. So this guy over here, you can see his star shape. Phoenix is going to be 4 plus 1. So we're going to mark 1 here. And we'll mark a dark star here as our second action. And that's how the game proceeds. And then you switch sheets back and forth, play until somebody has scored 5 constellations or the deck has run out of cards. Thank you so much for checking out Stargazers.